What spiritualism brings to different seekers. What influence has it brought to you and me? Perhaps it may seem to be but little because it has not taken the stand which any reform that has preceded it upon earth has taken before. The scientific man looks upon it most commonly with scorn, for reasons that we shall presently show you. He stands in his laboratory with the instruments of his craft around him, he invites the spirits to come and move his furniture, to practice with his instruments, to work with his particular forms of science, and then he says he will believe. But the spirits are not there. The pressman stands at the street corner, and, echoing the voice of public opinion, repeats with the ribald jest and mocking tone, the renunciations of the spiritualists as the entire exposition of spiritualism. He interprets the words, every sentence being subject to interpretation from the ludicrous or the sublime side of its meaning whichever you please, after the fashion that will most surely please the patrons who pay him to do their thinking, and thus presenting spiritualism to the world from the ribald and lubricious aspect with which his own nature invests it. He asks why the spirits do not come to him, why they do not perform marvels with his pen and ink. But the spirits are not there. And the cold, empty world re-echoes the demand of its teachers, and asks why the spirits do not come and do its work, why, if they can move one object, they cannot do everything, why, if they can discover one mystery, they do not discover all, why, in a word, the spirits do not live their lives. But the spirits are not there. Go to the heart which has become cold from the quenched fire of some most precious love gone out, go to the lonely chamber, and look upon this empty cradle or the empty chair, go to the home of suffering or sorrow, to the heart whose pride has been disciplined, whose spirit is broken, whose worldly consolations have failed, to those who have tried and proved the hollowness of all human institutions, and who, with streaming eyes and breaking hearts, have uplifted their hands to the viewless I am, to the unknown, to the Great Spirit. And lo! At the door of the heart opened by aspirations the angel enters, and by inspiration in 1,000 methods the response comes, sometimes in the low tap of immortals knocking tangibly at the door of the empty home, sometimes by the low footfall, or the shadow on the wall, sometimes by the grasp of the dear hand, and sometimes by the glittering light of the angelic form as it flashes before the eyes of seer. Sometimes by the mystery of influx and inspiration, in 10,000 forms it comes to the receptive, but always in the home, always to the individual, always with some special adaptation to individual needs. It does not preach en masse, it does not stand at the street corners, not enter places if public resort, nor appeal to leaders of public opinion, it does not combat with pride, it does not battle with insolence, it does not subject itself to the petty ignorance of those who in their material wisdom are wholly ignorant of psychological laws. Spiritualism with silent tread is taking men captive, is marching from home to home, from hearth to hearth, from land to land, and none can arrest it, none can track its way, and none can tell how the spirits have come. When you question again and yet again, the answer is, the spirits are here, but with no innovatory power of our own, by no means that we are aware of, the spirits are here, and yet we scarcely know from whence or how they come, and that is why spiritualism is an influence to individual natures, swelling with fragments and atoms of humanity, and not with the masses.